This is an installation video for the CS Fabrication rear bumper on a Gen 3 Toyota Tacoma. Okay, first off, I just want to go over what kit this is and what you get with the CS Fabrication Gen 3 Tacoma rear bumper. This is the raw kit, so nothing's powder coated. You will receive 4 countersunk bolts with a little bit of pre-Loctite on them. Those will be for the license plate that I have built for this thing. You will get this license plate. It will be pre-wired to stock plug, so it's a plug-and-play system. You just bolt it right onto the bumper with your license plate behind it, and then plug it right into where you unplugged the previous light mount on your stock bumper. You will also get 4 1/4-inch bolts with nuts for these 3D printed little side plates for the corners. It goes like this, so the long side is towards the center of the truck, so it'll bolt right to that plate and with those bolts. You also get 10 M12 bolts with lock nuts on them, and those will be mounting through this plate into your frame rails where the nuts to your frame are on the truck. You also get a little Loctite, single-use Loctite thing that will be used for these guys, just a little bit on each one. With the raw bumper, you will get the CS Fabrication badge with 2 rivets for this. So if you are planning to paint it, powder coat it a different color compared to our textured finished bumper, then you can slap this on when it's the powder coat color that you wanted, or maybe you don't want it and you just want it raw or clear it or whatever you want to do. But that comes with the raw. It's really the only difference between the raw and the texture black is the finish on it, and that you get one of these instead of the finished one has it already riveted to the bumper. For this install, you will need a 17mm socket with a ratchet or an impact. That will be for these, and also your factory hardware taking off the bumper. So this will do it both, putting on, taking off. You will need a 7/16 wrench, a 5/32 Allen. Those two will be for the button heads for these little panels right here. And then you will also need a 4mm Allen for these guys. This is for the license plate. So some more features with this bumper. It comes with a hitch. This hitch is not to be used for towing anything. That is not, it do not cover any towing. It is used for a pole point for a pole strap, or bike rack or something like that, very small, not too much load. And it also comes with a little plate for your plug plate. So when you take off your bumper, off your stock bumper, if you have one of these, you just want to put it in there. So basically it just fits in there. It's a lot better if you do this before you try to put it on your truck. It should snap in, so it's all on there now. It makes it real easy. If it doesn't snap in, you might need to pry these guys out a little bit just so it gets in there and secure. So you want to make sure, see, this one's not that secure. So sometimes you might need a little pry job right there. So now it's in there. So now it's not going anywhere. So that's all done. It makes it a lot easier if you install this before you try to put it on the truck, because it's a lot, it's kind of under there and stuff like that. Another little thing is when you get your light, or you get your license plate mount on there, you want to put this on last on the truck. It makes it easier, and I can show you the easiest way to put this guy on is, if we just do it right now. So you grab your 4 countersink your countersink bolts, grab your Allen, and you just put it up there. You want to make sure this wire goes over the top. So you just want to put it through, and you just want to start a tiny bit of each bolt. And then once all the bolts are started, then you want to tighten down. It is a snug fit because it is hand drilled and tapped into the tubing. So it might be a little bit, just to get it lined up might be a little bit of a problem, but it should fit very snugly. So we have all of ours on there. So now if I wanted to put this on, I would just tighten these 4 bolts, snug it right up to the face of it. Okay, the only thing that holds the factory rear bumper for a Gen 3 Toyota Tacoma are these 5 bolts on each side. There's a pin right here that slides into the frame right up here. You can see that there's a pin up here that it slides into the frame to make sure the bumper doesn't fall out when you take those first 5 bolts out. There's also, if you have the trailer attachment, trailer hitch with your trailer plug, there is the trailer plug, and then you also have your rear light plug. So your trailer plug, if you have one of those, I just have it off right now. To take this off, there is a little press thing here, and it moves up that little guy. So if it was on your vehicle, like that, right? All you'd want to do is bring your hand up here, push the top down, and pull off. Now, to get the plug out, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to push the clips together and then push out through the front, and then it will come right out the front. For your rear light, there is a clip, it's also a push clip right here, and this is plugged in up here to this gray one. So they're color coordinated. So they're plugged in. I found the easiest way to get these unplugged is to use a flathead screwdriver on the back and just push it down. I've taken it off a couple times, so I can use my fingernail to push down on it, so that pops right off. And then you can cut all this away if you have had a problems with moving the wires or getting too tight. You can always just cut some zip ties and put some back when you need them. So now we have all of our plugs unplugged. So the only thing holding this bumper to the truck are the 5 bolts. So the easiest way that I've figured out to get the bumpers on and off, because they are heavy, I think this one's about 100 pounds currently, is to put a jack underneath the bottom here. So we'll put a jack under here, we'll pop these bolts out, and then the jack will help us if it's a single person, or it also helps if there's 2 people, to help with getting that little pin that we have up here. You have to go up and then out. So that will help with getting it up, and then we're able to pull it out. Okay, so we have our jack underneath the rear bumper to support it. We also have our impact with a 17mm socket to take off the factory hardware. Okay, so now we're going to pop the bumper off. It helps if there's 2 people to do this, but you are able to do it with 1, and you are able to do it without the jack. It just makes the process a lot easier. So you want to go up with the bumper until it maxes out, and then all you want to do is pull it right out the back, and it comes right off. go to the ground again. So now it's off. You can see that there's these little pins that go into the frame that make it from a little safety feature, so when you take all your 5 bolts out that it doesn't fall, but I still wouldn't trust it. It's just a little self-guiding to make sure that it goes into the right spot. Okay, installing the CS Fabrication bumper. It's a very simple install. There's no pin on our plates, so you just self-align it with the 5 bolt holes. So it makes it it's a lot easier to install with the jacks. You just jack it up and then push it into place, put your bolts in, and it's all installed. So we'll do that right now. Okay, so you're gonna wanna take off this plastic bumper. You can do it before you put the bumper on, after you put it on. It's very easy to take off. There is a hole here and a hole here that should have these little push things, so all you have to do is take your little screwdriver. You can use your fingers and you just pop out, and it pops out this little guy, and then it should, oh, and there's one more inside, so you have to take the tailgate down. There's one more right here, so you can get that guy with your finger or your screwdriver, and it just pops right out, and then this comes right off. Okay, so now we want to install our little caps on the end. So we have our little 3D printed plate. The easiest way to put these on is you put both of your button head bolts into there. You want to bring it over here. You want to line it up and get it in here. Now once it's in here, you want to drop one side out. So it's like this, right? If you want to come from the top and look at it. So you have one side out. See how this guy's not in the hole, but this guy is. Then you want to be able, you just squeeze your hand back here, start that guy, and then put it in the hole because it gets a little tight. And you might need to go from the top or the side, depending on how much room you have. And then once you get those on, then you can flush it up. Okay, so now we have our little side pieces installed. You can see that that side's installed, that side's installed. You can just make sure when you pop down the tailgate, nothing hits. And that's it for installing the rear bumper of your Gen 3 Toyota Tacoma, the CS Fabrication rear bumper.